Okay, good morning. Welcome to
FunMath number 127.
FunMath number 127. We are in section 6.2 of our problem solving's algebra book, and we're talking. The title of this section is something like harder ratio problems or more difficult word problems or something like that. And it was pretty accurately titled. We had some hard problems, so I just made this one up, and we'll see how it goes. All of Tinky's chickens have 2 legs. All of her cows have 4 legs. The ratio of the number of chickens to the number of cows is 4:1. If the total number of legs of all the chickens and cows is 120, how many chickens are there in Tinky's little farm? Okay? Do you understand the problem?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead. While you're starting, I'm going to look for an eraser. Go ahead.
Well, there's a couple of equations we can make here.
Okay.
Well, for this last sentence, the total number of legs of all the chickens and cows is 120.
Okay.
We can say 2x for the number of chickens. Number of chickens' legs plus 4y for the number of cows' legs equals 120.
Okay, so you have let x equal chickens and y equal cows. It's always good to write that down. So you've decided that x is the number of chickens and y is the number of cows. And that tells us that 2x, each chicken has 2 legs, plus 4y, 4 times the number of cows, is 120. Okay, good.
Well, now we know that x to y equals 4:1.
Okay, and where does that come from?
That comes from this ratio right here.
Okay, the ratio of the number of chickens, which is x, to the number of cows, y, is 4:1. That sentence translated into the land of math is x over y equals 4:1. Okay, how does that help us?
Well, for the total animals, it means 5 times something is going to be equal to 120.
Okay, that's true.
And 5 times 24 is 120. So, but if we let x equal 5, that's for the total number of legs.
Right. 120 is the total number of legs, not the total number of animals. So you can't divide the legs by 5, because this isn't a ratio about legs. Okay? So what's another way, a different way to proceed?
It would be nice if they told us how many animals there were.
Well, unfortunately, that's what they're asking you to solve.
So
How many chickens are there? Once you know how many chickens there are, you'll be able to figure out how many cows there are, and then that's how many total animals there are. But right now, we have 2x plus 4y is 120, and x over y equals 4:1, or 4, right? Okay. So we have 2 equations, and we have 2 unknowns, so we should be pretty happy, right? We should be able to figure this out. So what's a good first step here?
Well, we can get an x. We can solve the system of equations.
Well, that's what we want to do. How are we going to solve this system of equations?
Well, we can do substitution. We can multiply by y.
Ah, very interesting. So write that over there. What happens when you multiply by y here?
Then this becomes x equals 4y.
Aha! The complicated equation, x over y equals 4:1, simplifies to be a supremely super simple equation. X
now
equals
we can
4y.
plug that into here, and that becomes...
Okay, well, why don't we write it down here. What does it become when you plug x equals 4y into there?
8y.
8y
Plus 4y.
plus 4y
Equals 120.
equals 120.
12y
is 120.
So y equals 10.
Okay, step out of the way so the camera can see. Okay, so y equals 10. What does that tell you? What does y equals 10 tell you?
Tells us that there's 10 cows.
Tells us that there's 10 cows, okay? So the problem asked us to solve for chickens. It ended up being that we solve for cows, which isn't really that much of a problem.
We can plug that into here, and it becomes x over 10 equals 4.
Okay.
So x is 40.
x equals 40. The number of chickens is 40.
It's a lot of chickens.
That's a lot of chickens. But let's see if it makes sense. Now let's go back. Let's not just stop here and just say, "Woo, we're done," and throw our pens in the air. Okay? Let's see. X equals 40. The number of chickens is 40. The number of cows is 10. Well, that does give us a ratio of chickens to cows being 4 to 1. Let's see if the total number of legs and from the chickens and cows is 120.
So 80 plus 40.
There's 80 chicken legs and 40 cow legs. 80 plus 40 is?
120.
Okay, so we got it. So there's 40 chickens. Okay, good job. Good job. That's a useful problem, I think, to have gone through. Good job.